Yeah. Opening statement.
Chris, Rudy Gobert just picked an incredible night to have one of the most incredible games. How did you see his play tonight?
Yeah, we knew we had to have it at some point in this series, and he was awesome tonight. Just shedding defenders, 9 offensive rebounds, super active on defense, finished extremely well when he had opportunity, and they became a little more aggressive on the ball in this game, and that released Rudy's roles, which we haven't really been able to capitalize on all series. But we just trusted the right play, and I thought our guys were really good in finding him in those moments. So
The Lakers made that late run in the third quarter, and they were coming and coming. The
Yeah.
guys, you talked about resiliency before this game. Were you seeing that through these spells?
Yeah, no doubt. I just told the guys, we didn't shoot the ball well, but I thought we were the tougher team, mentally and physically, and that's when it showed itself. We were able to withstand the run. I told them at the quarter, I said, hey, listen, after all that, we're still up 1. Let's go in. We knew we'd been good in fourth quarters against this team all series. We just needed to see a couple shots go down opportunistically. Julius was huge. He had a matchup. He just kept going and going and going, was relentless there. But guys did a great job of surviving, the motions of the game, which was always going to be a tough game. So.
Chris, just from a personal level for Rudy, he catches a lot of criticism around the league and stuff, and just to see, him come through like this in such a big moment, just what does it feel like for him?
Listen, Rudy's a winner at the highest level. He drives winning. You can not like who he is, how he does it, what he looks like, etc. When you have this guy on your team, you understand what a professional and a winner is. And, he's just such a competitor as well. And he doesn't listen to the outside noise. We don't listen to the outside noise. And no one's happier for Rudy than his teammates right now, particularly Anthony. Let everybody out there on the floor know that it was Rudy's night and nobody was around to stop him. I'd also just like to say that Julius Randle was absolutely huge in this series, man. Another guy who's had a lot of unfair criticism in his career, and he was outstanding at both ends of the floor. And, we don't win this series without Julius. Was consistently great every single night, just doing a lot of little things as well as timely things. So,
Chris, we talked about the depth and the versatility of this roster a lot, especially when you get to the playoffs, though, and teams will try to throw so many different things at you in different lineups and whatnot. What is the value of having seemingly like 10 different ways in which you can win a game?
It's as a coach, you feel pretty confident that almost every lineup combination is going to work or not work, but they're not going to be kind of super out of sync. You still have to go out and execute the different coverages that might force you to be in, or the different concepts offensively. Guys moved pretty easily between those things in this series, I thought, as they threw different stuff at us. We got a great game. I thought it was Nikhil's best game of the series. Didn't necessarily shoot it, but he made a lot of really good plays, moved the ball, cut, found the next guy, found Rudy a bunch. We needed Rudy and Nikhil desperately to come into this series, and it was perfect time today. So,
Chris, you talked before this series, before the season, about having more three-point shooting and being kind of a little bit more of a balanced attack. You mentioned not shooting well in this game, but did you like that the shots that you were generating?
Yeah, I love the shots. My God, I thought we got a ton of wide open looks. I think our guys were just tight a little bit, to be honest. They were trying to will the ball in at one point. I thought Ant didn't see it go in, so he was kind of hell bent on making one go in, and but he did a good job of mixing in just enough drives for us. But I thought for the most part, every other three-pointer that we generated was pretty much wide open. If we make those guys, early in the game, then maybe we have a better lead at halftime. But
you always want to keep shooting when you're open, but given just how cold you were in the second half, was there a message from you or the team like, hey, we're having success finding Rudy getting to the rim, let's focus on that aspect, or was it just run the offense as is?
Anyone who knows anything about shooting knows that what happened on the last shot has zero to do with what's going to happen on the next shot. We did say that there were opportunities to drive and multiple drive these guys, but no, we stay confident in our shot if they're good open shots in the flow. So.
Chris, I know it's not the end goal for you, but the franchise has now reached the second round, 2 consecutive seasons. That's never happened before. What can you say about the way you and your staff have been able to establish success with this franchise, and what do you think it means to the fan base to see success maintained like they've never seen it before, perhaps?
Well, certainly very proud of the accomplishment that we've had in the last 2 years and in our entire time here. I have the most outstanding staff, like super intelligent. I mean, the game plan that they put together for this series was spot on and easily conveyed to our guys, and they executed it to a high level. We are very proud of our fan base. We think we have an unbelievable fan base. We want to give them something to cheer about. I think what I'm super happy with this team right now is, we're not satisfied. We got a long way to go. We'll regroup, but we were certainly going to celebrate this because this team took a lot of shit through the season, and that was set against the backdrop of a really good run last year. But every team is different, and every team has to come together, and every team has to go through pain. And every team has to figure it out, and this team figured it out. It's just that's what you have to be. It's an 82-game season, and you just have to keep fighting through it. And our guys fought; they fought through it, and then I'm happy that they are able to achieve something that no other team has been able to do in the history of the franchise, which is go back to the second round in 2 years in a row. Now, there's a lot bigger goals out there, but for the moment, we'll be pretty happy about that.
Chris, you've spoken often about Christmas time, January being a key moment in the season for Julius when things really started to click in with that facilitator role. He's got a player option. It's essentially kind of a contract year for him. Just what does it say about him that in a year when he could be hitting the open market, he's been willing to take fewer shots and see his scoring numbers go down, maybe for the good of the team overall, and just what does that maybe say about him as a player in person?
Yeah, I think it speaks volumes. I mean, he understood. I think coming in, he was trying to kind of navigate everything coming in. I think he was happy for the fresh start in Minnesota. I think he was in a place where he was embraced and loved, and we just had to figure out how to best employ him. I go back to the game at the Garden. He took barely 3 shots. I think he was just the offense hummed in around him and through him. He played defense. And, that had to be an incredibly emotional game. Like, the maturity to do that, and we were just starting to find ourselves at that point. Like, we weren't an established product at that point in time. So he could have easily gone in there and, made it a revenge game. But he didn't. And we won that game, which was a huge win for us at the time. It kind of set us up into that Christmas run. And I thought, again, he played outstanding on Christmas Day in Dallas. And that's, just, again, that kind of all snowballed from there. And I would also say when you talk to Julius, he realizes that talent and the abilities of his teammates. And he wants those guys to succeed as well. And he knows he needs to help create opportunities for them. So,
Chris, you said before the season we got to be cool with whoever closes, closes games, and Rudy didn't close these last 2. Go with that Nas and Julius group. I mean, how important has that just been, I guess, kind of big picture this season of that goal you had kind of sinking in with this group?
I think it's huge. It's shows the maturity and the growth of our team. I think if you looked at some early games, there was certainly some guys who were not happy that they weren't closing, not happy that they weren't starting, not happy this, not happy that. And they, to their credit, they put it all aside. The team started playing better. Everybody realized that, hey, it was gonna work that way, and I wasn't always gonna get it right, and I've owned that from day one. But once we started getting the results, guys could see it and feel it, and if it wasn't your night, moved on, and the next night it probably was. So, it's a little sign of maturity, which is we'll take that.
Chris, you guys couldn't buy a 3 all night, but then not surprised that Mike is
Yes.
the one that comes through just
Yeah.
right when you need it. Just his steadiness there.
Yeah, I mean that's Mike. Mike fought his tail off in this series. It was really hard for him to get in kind of any rhythm offensively. He had a lot of good looks early in the game, but if there's a guy who's got nerves of steel and going to make big shots and has made a ton of them for us, it's going to be Mike. I can't remember the play exactly, like who fed him, but when he let it go, I was like, oh, this one finally looks like it's going to go in the basket. And it did.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thanks, you guys.
Guys, we're going to bring 4